It is no secret that AI is a controversial topic. People feel like it's going to take over the world or replace their job or do some awful bad things. However, AI can also be a useful tool. The title of this video, as you saw in the thumbnail, is Does the Gray-Haired Old Chef Use AI? The short answer is yes, I do. But I don't use it to replace creativity. I don't use it to do work for me other than just make my work more expeditious and more efficient. And I'll explain why. Hang around to the end of this video and I'll explain how you can use AI in the kitchen to become a better cook or a better chef. But first, here's a little word from a company of which I am an affiliate, Dalstrong Knives. You already know, when you're on the line, your knife isn't a tool, it's an extension of your hand. If it can't keep up, neither can you. Dalstrong knives are built for that pressure. High carbon steel holds a razor edge through long prep and brutal services, so you're not stopping to baby your blade mid-shift. The balance is dialed in, giving you control on everything from fine brunoise to heavy breakdowns. And let's be honest, gear gets beat up in real kitchens. Dalstrong gives you that premium performance without the price tag that makes you nervous to actually use it. This is a knife you can trust on your busiest night, consistent, sharp, and ready to work as hard as you do. Dalstrong, built for chefs who don't have time for excuses. Click on the link in the description to see Dalstrong's full line of knives and tools for your kitchen. First off, I'm pretty sure that any of you who have watched my channel for a little while have noticed that I do use some AI-generated images as background images in my narration, especially in my shorts. However, I actually prefer a format like this, where I'm just sitting here with my phone talking to you. The only reason I use the background images generated by AI is to just give you something to look at while I tell you what it is that I have to tell you. And also try to solicit some comments to see if you have any questions for me. So that's the extent to which I use AI. Sometimes I will look for script ideas using AI, but I don't follow the script verbatim. I will use it and get some bullet points and then use my own style and basically freelance using those bullet points to get my point across. That's just so I don't forget something when I have something to teach you. As far as using AI in the kitchen, there are some great ways you can use it as a tool. Probably one of my favorites is recipe conversion, or recipe scaling as it might be called. Let's say you have a recipe that you want to make and you need to scale it up to a large event. You have a recipe that is written for 8 people, but you have to serve 210. You can actually open up your AI chatbot, whether it be ChatGPT or Gemini or one of the many others, and plug in your ingredients and tell it that this recipe is for 8 people, and then ask it how to prepare it for 210 people, and it will generate an answer. These are not entirely accurate. AI is not perfect. However, a good skilled cook or chef would know where to make the tweaks to make it happen. I'm going to give you an example based on an event that I am currently working on for a few months down the road. We're going to do an Oktoberfest celebration at the nursing home. So I will show you the procedure I went through to put this Oktoberfest menu together and present it to my administrator for approval. I asked ChatGPT to create a plate for me with Wiener Schnitzel, Spätzle, and sauerkraut on a white plate, which is what we have in our establishments. Obviously, it is an AI-generated image, and it is quite pretty. I just wanted to get an idea of what it would look like. Even though I have been cooking for 42 years, I am not the best plater in the world. I don't create very artistic plates without some inspiration. Most of my experience has been in institutions like catering, hospitals, nursing homes, things of that nature, more than fine dining restaurants. So it was good to get this image to kind of give me a little inspiration. And then my next step was to ask ChatGPT to create a menu based on this plate. And this is what I came up with. This is the menu that ChatGPT came up with was a taste of Austria. I also asked it to throw in apple strudel for dessert and a mock beer for the beverage, since we cannot have alcohol in the nursing home. Very nice, pretty looking menu there. And I bet you I could print that out and put it on a flyer and it would look really nice. But this menu is not for a taste of Austria, it is for Oktoberfest. So I asked GPT to change the title to Oktoberfest instead of Austria, and that was an easy change. Here is the finished product. The Oktoberfest menu, I have downloaded this, and I can send this to my administrator to see if she approves of it. But that's only the first step. She's going to ask, how much is this going to cost? So I went into ChatGPT again and had them write recipes for this menu, even though I'm not going to follow the recipes verbatim, but I am going to use it as a way to get an estimate as to how much money we are going to spend to put this together for 100 people. That would be our residents plus guests plus staff. So here's how I broke that down. Okay, here is the recipe that I got from ChatGPT for the Wiener Schnitzel. It's a nice basic recipe to work with. I'm going to make some tweaks on my own to make it more like how I would make it, but it's a great way of looking to see how much I'm going to need in ingredients. 120 eggs, that's 10 dozen eggs, 40 pounds of veal, or I'm actually going to use pork because we're not going to foot the bill for veal, I can tell you that now. You know, breadcrumbs, black pepper. I just get a good general idea of how much stuff I need to put this together. All right, here is the recipe for the Spätzle for 100 people generated. And here's the recipe for the red sauerkraut. And the recipe for the apple strudel. And the mock beer that I'm going to put together. I might leave the bitters out of it, but it's basically a nice fizzy beverage that looks like beer. That would be enjoyable. So here we have the cost analysis based on current average market prices, and it's just a general approximation of how much it would cost. Obviously it'll be more, could be less, but it gives you an idea of how much you need to estimate to purchase the products for your menu. Like here's the recipe for the Wiener Schnitzel. It's estimating $415 for 100 servings. That's based on using pork. If you're using veal, it might be a little bit more. Obviously, it will be a little bit more. No, maybe about that. And then for the Spätzle, it costs $48. For the red sauerkraut, we're looking at $56. The strudel is going to be $97, $52 for the mock beer. At the end of it all, ChatGPT estimates that the cost is about $668. And so that's $6.68 per guest for this meal. When I go to make my presentation, I'm going to ask for $725. I'll need to build a cushion into that. So real world adjustments, obviously, it tells you here, $6 a person on low budget, probably not going to happen. Mid, $7 to $9 is more realistic. High if you're using premium ingredients. And I would probably give my estimate in the mid-level range, so I'd be asking for $725 to $750 per person for the budget for this event. So there you have it. Is AI going to replace your job? Probably not anytime in the near future, but you can use it to make your job more efficient. It's not really cheating. You already know that the information that you get from AI is not necessarily going to be 100% accurate. So you're going to have to use your skills and experience to make those adjustments. But it's a great tool to give you a foundation for things that you need to do, like calculate food costs, scale recipes, even to create menus that are presentable to the public. Alright, so if you found that the information in this video helpful or useful, please like and subscribe. I really need some more subscribers on my channel. Also, if you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. If you want to know more about Dalstrong knives, my favorite line of knives, I have the affiliate link, and also it'll be in the comments. I look forward to seeing you soon, and I'll see you in the next video.